What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Power Shift Podcast. In today's episode, we'll be talking about my future plans for farming and a couple other things. We're going to get started into it by talking about a grant that me and my dad are trying to get. So, there's a veterans farming program that my dad is in it's supposed to help kickstart new farmers like me. And me and my dad are trying to get into a lavender farm. I know it may sound a little weird, like lavender, like what's that gonna do? Like it's just flowers. There's a lot of things you can do with lavender. You can make product out of it by cutting the buds off the top and drying them and selling them for different goods and stuff. Or you can sell them as like flowers for people, just and because they smell really good. And I can get people can pay me to walk through it, a lavender farm and stuff. So I have a 2-acre pasture out back that I'm gonna take my Farmall 400. I'm gonna take it with a 4-bottom plow, take it over and plow the whole entire 2-acre pasture up. Then I'm gonna get the disc in, and we're gonna take the disc, and we're gonna disc it all over. And once we disc it all over and stuff, then I'm gonna it'll be smoothed out enough to where those big clumps are out of the dirt. Then we'll go ahead and we'll throw in some lavender in there. So what we want to do is we want to get the pre-planted ones, so like the already them pots and stuff, because that's supposed to be better because a lot of times it's gonna be hard to get them out of the soil. So and we looked it up, especially whole reason when we do lavender, because lavender especially grows good in Illinois, and it's known for growing good in poor soils. It is known for growing good in poor soils, which we don't really know what our soil type is right now. For the 2-acre pasture, we do not know the soil type, so we're going to figure out what that soil type is. We'll probably get a soil sample off of it, but my dad is doing a grant. It can get us a side-by-side, a skid. It can get us really a tractor and everything, but we already got the 2 tractors that we need. We got if you guys are a subscriber to the channel, you guys will know about the Kubota tractor. We have a Kubota that's perfect. And we have a Farmall 400 that's not going right now, which I'm going to try to get going this next winter. It's currently February, if you guys didn't know. But this upcoming winter, we're going to try to get the 400 going. So that'll be fun for the future. But yeah, so that's really the plan. The lavender farms, it takes a lot low stuff, and we got a brush hog mower that we're gonna hook up to the back of the Kubota, and we're gonna have probably like three or 4 rows of lavender down the end of the pasture, and you got to keep them weeded well. So I'm just gonna take the brush hog mower and just kind of take the Kubota, because that brush hog mower is probably about that big, and the rows are probably about that big, so it'll get the rows pretty nice down the middle. Or I can just take the 0 turn and do it, because we have a 0 turn, which would suit it pretty fine. But yeah, weed control is the thing, and it needs to probably get, I don't think it has to get that much rain, which I'd have to look more into that, but I don't think it's supposed to have to get too much rain. But if we do get the grant, we'll be getting a side-by-side, a skid steer, and some $1,000, like not in the 10, not in the double digits, but maybe like 5,000 to kickstart the farm. And there's a thing, like it's all across America, so it's pretty low chance that you get it, but we're gonna keep trying every year until we do get it, because once you get it, then you cannot get it again. So anybody gets selected this year for it will not be selected next year for it, which hopefully we get selected this year so we don't have to do it all over again, because we have to write like an essay about what we're going to use all these things with. Like, so we did the side-by-side will help us get easier around the farm. So if we need to go check the lavender and stuff, we can drive the side-by-side. I can jump in the side-by-side and go down there. But and for the skid steer, we can use that for planting the stuff. And yeah, because you can't use a planter with lavender seeds, because you're putting pre-planted plants into the ground and growing them, so it would take a few days to get anything going. But yeah, I hope that's able to come true, because that's a dream of mine, to get a real farm going. I do own 31 acres, about 30 miles that way, about that 30 miles that way. Not 30, probably 20 miles that way. About 30-minute drive from where I'm filming right now at my house. Probably about 30-minute drive. But yeah, I own a field over there, which I am currently leasing to a farmer, so he's taking care of that for me. So if you're watching that, thank you. I really appreciate that. Well, I don't have the equipment to farm that only because I don't have a combine. I only have a tractor and a plow. I need to buy a planter, so I'm trying to get started as a I think it's either a first or a second generation farmer. I think it's second generation farmer going. Because the farm videos that you have been seeing, that's with my neighbors, which I'm a farm hand over there. So I do a lot of stuff for them over there. I'm gonna be doing a little bit of planting this. The mic wants to go down so bad right now. Yeah, so we want to do we'll be seeing some planting come in spring, which it is only February, so it's gonna be a bit, but if you guys can wait, we will be doing some stuff in the spring, which will be nice because hopefully that starts bringing the views and the subs. We're at 240 right now, so this is Power Shift Podcast episode 2. If you guys do notice in my voice, I do got a little cold, so I'm trying to keep that down so I can still do a podcast. But because everybody's been asking when's the next podcast, because we've already done episode 1 about a week ago, so I was like, well, I'll just do it tonight and then wait another week. Hopefully we'll be better next week and we'll get back at it. But yeah, so I'm really hoping the lavender farm becomes a thing, because lavender farmers are supposed to earn like 5 to 10 grand every year off of their profits. Because lavender, you can turn it into soaps. You can sell it the buds for smelling flowers and giving to people, and then you can dry them down and sell them as different things, which I think could be pretty cool. And then you can pay, like, people will pay you to come and walk through or have a picnic in your lavender patch or whatever. So I think we can make some good revenue off of it. But that's just kind of a start for a 2-acre plot out here. And me and my dad looked up something that you can plant 1,000 lavender plants per acre. So that means we could plant a total of 2,000 lavender plants in the 2-acre pasture out back. But that would be costing about $3,000 to plant that many lavender plants. So we might be holding off on but doing all the 2 acres. We might just do a couple rows to start out with if we don't get the grant. Because it's going to be a lavender farm either way if we don't get the grant. We'll just have to kind of put in the work and try to get it going with no aid. But if we do get this aid that I'm hoping we get, we'll get a skid steer with a bucket on it that I think we can keep. We don't have to pay. It's just out of the draw. And we'll get $5,000, a side-by-side, and a skid steer. We could have chose to get a tractor, but we already have the tractors. We don't want to be greedy people because we're not those type of people. So we only put down things that we need to start the lavender farm with. The side-by-side, maybe not, but we do really want a side-by-side because it'll make traveling really easier, because our four-wheelers we have a barn back here, and our four-wheelers are all smushed together in the back, so we can't really get to the four-wheelers that easy. And the side-by-side would be a lot better to get around with because you can fit more people on the side-by-side. And it's a lot more safer because you got a spread-out chassis. So it's a lot more safe to be in a side-by-side than a four-wheeler, because you also have a cab and a roll bar on you. On four-wheelers, you don't really have a roll bar unless you're rich and you are able to put a roll bar on a four-wheeler. But that's the point of a four-wheeler. I mean, you got to have that little bit of danger infected, but you still have the side-by-side dangers because you can always flip a side-by-side if you hit a hole too hard. But yeah, that'd be a problem if you flip a side-by-side, because I don't think you're getting that back up with that truck. So good luck if you flip a side-by-side. I don't know how you're getting that back up. You can maybe have 4 dudes try to push it over, because that thing's just about as heavy as a car. So but yeah, I'm really hoping we get this grant, because that'd be amazing. It's from like the Veterans Farming Association. We met some people at the Farm Progress Show 2025 we saw them and stuff, and we talked over with them. But we got the Kubota discounted because of my dad's Veteran Farming Association. He's been in it for a little while, so that might bring in some factors that he got a discount on that Kubota. That Kubota almost has 900 hours on it, and we still have not serviced it yet. So I think we need to service it. I have done a little bit of servicing to it though. I've cleaned it out, and I've put diesel treatment fluid in it, and then we're trying to keep the mice nests out of it. I've cleaned the air filters out, and we need to put new coolant in it. We need to change the oil, and that's all we really need to do. Funny story. The Kubota still works fine and everything, but we were using a diesel can, pouring diesel into the tractor, and the nozzle. So you know how there's like that long part on the end of the fuel can that like it kind of funnels the fuel into the tractor. Well, that fell off and went into the gas tank. So it's been in there for maybe a year or two now. The tractor still runs fine. I honestly kind of forgot about it because it's been running the same. So the tractor's fine. You just can't let it run out of gas, which we never have done that because you don't want to run a diesel engine out of gas because then air will get in the fuel lines. And it may never start again if that happens. Or you're going to pay a hefty paycheck from the mechanic. So, that would really, really suck if that happened. But, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this episode of the Power Shift Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Farms. Thank you for tuning in today. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We do podcasts all the time. This is the second episode. We do a podcast every week, and we do almost daily uploads. So, thank you all for tuning into the Power Shift Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Farms. Over and out.